Romanian deadlift. We're going to be specifically working on the hinge here and really getting into those hamstrings. So it's really important we get that hinge working right and that spine to be nice and tight. That's why the Jefferson curls are going to be in front of this, because we're trying to free off that space so that we can now engage the spine, keep it tight, and use the Romanian deadlift to really build up through the posterior. What we're going to do with this on the first few weeks is we're going to use a band, and this is called an RNT, for reactive neuromuscular training, because sometimes people find it very hard what the hip is doing and to find that hinge. Now if we go through the band, to use a black to red band, you don't need anything else on that. It's not there to make it harder, it's just there to give you some pull back on the hip to make you understand that when we hinge, you've almost got to lean forward. It's very easy for a lot of people who are squatters to start going through the quad. So we can do that Romanian deadlift here, but as you can see now, look what I'm doing. I'm loading my quad quite a lot more than my hamstring. So how this band is going to help, you're going to resist against the band is pulling you back to a quad position. You're now going to resist that band and keep your hip slightly forward. So with the Romanian deadlift, we're going to look at keeping the knee slightly bent. So now the legs are fixed in position. I'm going to keep my shoulders nice and tight and pull back. So now I really want to focus on that straight spine. The band wants to pull me back, but I'm going to keep my resistance into the band, and I'm just going to lean forward. So now, as you can see, I'm getting this nice hinge position, back straight. I'm coming over now. I can really feel my hamstrings going into my calves, and then pull back through. So we're really looking there. If you have got plates, the plates will be getting down onto the ground. So I'm now in a nice, good, solid position to push through those hamstrings and pull myself back up. So again, take your time in it, especially if you're really tight with those hamstrings. Use an empty bar to start, maybe even some light dumbbells you can use with that, and build up over time, starting to add weight. Hopefully once we start getting lower, you're then going to build in that new line of RDL that you can then move away from the band and then get back stuck into good solid RDLs, where then we can really start to get that body weight up there eventually. And then from there we can even go onto a platform and explore that extra new range you've got, which is really going to tie into deadlifts. But what the main thing is here, we're building up those hamstrings. So that's the Romanian deadlift. This is going to be a superset. So this is going to roll on. You're going to have about a 20 to 30 seconds rest, and then we're going to move into some hip flexor work, okay?